Good morning this morning. It's a fine day. It's actually, sun's coming out, looks like, so I don't know if it's going to come out or not. Um, this is going to be like my normal, I guess, spot to just hang out in, because when I drop Jaimie off at the clinic, there's a coffee place over here, and I didn't know it was there till today, and it got me Dunkin' Donuts. You know how many years it's been since I had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee? I mean, it's been at least a decade or more since I've had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's sure not a Starbucks. East Starbucks coffee. I don't want no East Starbucks coffee. Dunkin' Donuts can make coffee. I haven't tasted it yet because it's really hot. I mean, I can barely hold the cup. I mean, it's hot. But it smells really good. I can't wait to get into this. So, anyway, this is like, I guess it's going to be so the clinic is just that, over ways, a couple blocks over, and I picked this spot to come talk and do a video because there's got a nice shade tree in front. And, can I show you the tree? Hold on. See, I think I can. Look, see the tree? That's the tree. And when the sun's out, let me go back. When the sun's out, it gives me some pretty good shade. So, and the sun looks like it may be coming out. I don't know. It's supposed to rain today. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Sunday is going to be a fantastic day, it looks like. He said, drink it, we'll live vicariously. It's too hot to drink. I mean, I just got this, so it's, I'm looking forward to it. If I may be able to drink it today if it cools down fast enough, but it may be tomorrow. This stuff's hot. I can spill it on myself and then, find a lawyer and sue Dunkin' Donuts for $1 million. Anyway, so Jaimie's in the clinic, and she is, signal is breaking up some. I'm in the best place I can get to. It's pretty good signal over here. Anyway, Jaimie's in her clinic. She just got into the hyperbaric chamber again, and so I was researching last night because it just dawned on me, because Jaimie can't feel anything. She can't feel anything on her bottom lip, and she can't feel anything on her chin, under part of her chin, and some on her sides up to about like here, so she doesn't have a lot of feeling there. And so when they did the surgery, they destroyed and ruined a lot of the nerves in her chin. If you ever look at a human skull model, a model of a human skull, there's two like little indentations in your bone right here, two little indentations, and there's nerves that come out of those little tiny holes or indentations, and both of those had to be severed and removed. Obviously there's still nerves throughout, but those two nerves have been completely destroyed, and she'll probably never get any feeling back from those. But what we're hoping is that the hyperbaric chamber will, restore and repair some of the nerve damage that has happened in her mouth and chin area and lips. So I was researching online because it just dawned on me. I never even researched that part. Hyperbaric chamber and nerve damage, and sure enough, there's like tons of studies on repairing nerve damage with hyperbaric treatments. When we were at the doctor's office recently, and we told him that we weren't going to be doing the radiation, he gave us the talk. He's like, okay. And I talked about that already, but or at least we weren't going to be doing radiation to start. I told him, I said, there's lots of studies out there of vitamin C, and especially turkey tail mushrooms, vitamin C, and its amazing effects on cancer. And he's like, well, what studies are you looking at? And I'm like, government studies. They're on websites that end in a .gov address, because people trust all things government, right? So you have to tell them, they're in a .gov address, and so that's a. I mean, there's not all studies are there. There's other studies in other places. Lots of medical publications online today you can find these studies on, but a lot of the studies, they're on a .gov, so it has to be true, right? Anyway, so thanks, WeTree. I appreciate it. WeTree putting up my Jaimie's PayPal and her Bitcoin address, my Bitcoin address. Bitcoin's up today. Did you see that? I was like, every time they say Bitcoin is dead, I bought Bitcoin at $20 years ago. And I never should have sold it. I was an idiot. I have Bitcoin now, some Bitcoin for sure, but I mean, not like I did back when I was in 2011. Bitcoin started, I think, like 2009. I think I bought it in 2010 or 2011, and I bought it for $20. You could buy Bitcoin for $20. It's almost at 6,000 right now. I saw that this morning on the news. I was like, holy moly. Every time they say Bitcoin is dead, they're wrong. It just, because it keeps going up, have a huge upswings and then dives down a little bit. Has another huge upswing and then dives down a little bit. Has another huge upswing, dives down a little. I mean, its trajectory is whoosh, over time. The future of digital currencies is bright. I mean, everything is going to be crypto and blockchain coming up. In fact, I saw in the news today too. It was Washington State has now approved that all blockchain ledgers can be legally used in courts. All blockchain ledgers are legal. And so you cannot discriminate information based on whether it's on a blockchain ledger or not. So anyway, I saw that this morning on the news, and I was just like, that is huge. That is huge, because what you're saying is all legal information can now, or any information can now be put on a blockchain and now can be used in a court of law. I mean, that's huge. Anyway, WeTree wants to know how many treatments can she have? As many as we can pay for. That's what that answer is. So, because it's like $160 per treatment for hyperbaric, and so today she's going to do hyperbaric treatment, and she's going to do vitamin C IV, and that takes about 2 hours. So I think we're going to do probably after today. We're going to do next week, Tuesday and Thursdays, hyperbaric and vitamin C IVs. So we'll do 2 more after today, probably 2 more, and see how it is. 2 more hyperbaric chamber treatments after today, and we'll see how it goes. Because I mean, they are expensive. You can only do so many of them, and but I believe having those, especially right out of the gate after surgery that we did, and then over the last course, I mean, the doctor was on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so we could only get the treatments when a nurse practitioner was there, and so we had to kind of space them out. That's only on Fridays, and so for the last 2 weeks she's had them, and so this will be her 4th one, I believe, her 4th hyperbaric treatment. And I think, the doctor said, again, last week we were at the doctor, or no, this week, Monday, we were at Monday at the doctor, and the doctor said he had never seen anyone heal and close up that fast inside her mouth where her exposure was, where they still had the cavity inside her mouth. The titanium plate was exposed. I want to see if I can get the pictures of the titanium plate exposed, and because he takes pictures, the doctor would take pictures of the progress every so often. I want to get a picture of like the titanium plate exposed, because he showed us the pictures, and then the one where it's all sealed up, like a few days later, because that's a great testimony. I mean, it's just amazing. And so I want to be able to get those pictures and save them. I think every patient today has what's called a patient portal. I think is what it's called. Turn my air on it because it's actually getting a little bit hot in here. I know I'm going to spoil myself with AC in the car. So we had one of the home health nurses out yesterday, and he's like, because he's like, because we've had these home health nurses that are showing up on a regular basis, right? And they're treating Jaimie and just making sure, checking her vitals, giving her different exercises to do based on if they're occupational therapy, physical therapy stuff, right? And so they're all starting to notice. So because they don't stay long, they come here, they're there for about 15 minutes, half hour tops, 20 minutes, usually, and then they're gone. They never even asked to use the bathroom, okay? But we've had about 4 or 5 or 6 of them out now, and they come out right on a regular basis, it seems like, and they're starting to notice things like, you guys don't have any lights in here, because sometimes they come out on a rainy day and it's kind of dark, right? You guys, yeah, we're off grid, so you guys don't have air conditioning. No. And it's fine right now because the weather is very cool. It's spring, and so I was just like, they're starting to notice. They're starting to notice the homestead and the things we have and don't have. I guess they thought the lanterns hanging on the wall originally were just decoration. So anyway, Jaimie's doing really well. She's healing real well, and our biggest concern now is just getting her healed up as best as possible and building her body's immune system back up, because it took some hits from the surgery, and making sure there's no recurrence of the cancer. So the doctor told us some things to be looking out for. We're going to go back to him in a month, and busy. Okay, WeTree is posting someone else's question, I think. Does she crash after the sessions? How does she feel after? She feels pretty good after. She feels sleepy during the hyperbaric treatment. The hyperbaric treatment, when she gets in there and they start to pressurize, it's almost like she has to force herself to stay awake, because it's like the pressure and the oxygen and everything will force you to go to sleep, almost. That's the way she feels. But she doesn't feel... I'll ask her today. And see what she says afterwards. But last week, after she did the hyperbaric and vitamin C, she was fine. I think she feels tired. When she gets home, she kind of wants to go to take a nap. But she didn't... she's going to kind of avoid that, because she wants to sleep good at night. We're out of RSO, and so the last couple nights, we're getting some more RSO. And the last couple of nights have been hard for her to sleep. The RSO for her puts her to sleep. I mean, that's like, she sleeps like a bear. I know sleep is good, but the problem is right now, we're out of RSO, and so she wants to sleep good at night. And she hates waking up at night. And so, is my coffee ready yet? It's almost scary taking that first sip. That's good coffee. Anyway, she is she wants to sleep good at night. That's the thing. So RSO is Rick Simpson oil. You can search for it yourself and do your own research. Rick Simpson oil. It's kind of controversial, but it does make her sleep, and that's good for the body. The body needs sleep, and so she's taking the RSO, and we're out of it right now, so we're getting some more here in the next couple days. Anyway, so she's doing really good, guys. Doing really good, fantastic, and healing is good, and we're just blessed by all of you guys who've been praying. So thank you so much for the prayers. Really appreciate that, and she's doing great, and she's feeling really good. She's still kind of fluctuating on her weight. She lost a lot of weight in the hospital, and so we're trying to get her weight, just kind of stabilized. Yesterday she lost a half a pound. Today she weighed herself and she had gained a half a pound or a pound or whatever. So she's kind of I think she's kind of at a way where she's And how are the boys doing? The boys are good. The boys are fine. They're with grandma and grandpa today. And They're busy working on stuff. Joshua is like, speaking of blockchain, Bitcoin. Joshua is building his own blockchain. So he's doing a tutorial series online. And he's learning how to build his own ERC20 blockchain. I told him, I said, Joshua, if you make your own blockchain, I mean, well, it's basically an Ethereum blockchain. He's basically building a token that can operate on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's Ethereum's blockchain, but it's his own ERC20 token. And I said, Joshua, if you make your own ERC20 token, we'll call it the Joshua coin, you know? And I mean, we could do some things with that, right? the Joshua coin. So there's this big truck moving behind me. Anyway, so the boys are doing good, and Joshua's out there having a good time. Or Joshua and Caleb are both having a good time, and they're enjoying the spring weather and everything. So, what else? Oh, so here I gotta give a big shout out to Living Traditions Homestead. Living Traditions Homestead came out yesterday, and they dropped off like 50 tomato plants, and they dropped off like, I don't know, 20 pepper plants. And they gave me a bunch of seeds for some other things, and they gave me even some of their homemade soap, and that Sarah makes out at Living Traditions Homestead. If you're not subscribed to Living Traditions Homestead, go ahead, go over to their page, open up a new window right now and go over there and subscribe to their channel. They have a great channel. They have a way more subscribers. I suspect most of you guys are probably already subscribed to them, but they are awesome. They came out and they gave me some homemade Tabasco sauce, a little half-pint jar of homemade Tabasco sauce. And see, it is smoking hot. And so I don't think most people don't realize that Tabasco sauce that you buy in the store, the little bottle of Tabasco sauce, that is not Tabasco. It's not made with Tabasco peppers. I mean, next time, go look, when you're at the store, go look at the Tabasco sauce, and I think it's made with cayenne or just red peppers or something. But it's not made with Tabasco. Tabasco peppers are way intense. They're like up in near the habanero range. Some of the hotter habanero ranges. So they were telling me how hot this Tabasco sauce, because they grew Tabasco peppers, they're gonna make Tabasco sauce. It was smoking hot. They had to keep cutting it with more vinegar because it was just too hot. And I opened it up and I put some on my lunch yesterday, and it was really hot, but also it was really good. It was really good. Living Traditions Homestead can make some really good Tabasco sauce. They know what they're doing, and it was tasty, and but it was really spicy, but it was awesome. It was great. So I'm gonna be eating that, or that's gonna be my new favorite thing. I'm like, what can I put this on? What can I put this on? For my meals. Anyway, it was funny because Jaimie, for the longest time, even before the cancer, she was doing the 1 meal a day. It's called OMAD. And I kind of did it with her. I was doing the TOMAD, 2 meals a day. And she lost like 50 pounds. And then she found out she had cancer. but she lost like 50 pounds, on eating 1 meal a day. She's looking fantastic. I mean, she looks like she looks like now what she looked like when we got married. And so I felt bad. I lost, doing the TOMAD, I lost about 10 pounds just doing 2 meals a day. You have a 6-hour window where you can eat, basically 2 meals. And the 1 meal a day is she loves it because she can eat whatever she wants and, and be fulfilled, and, and it's fine. But now she's not doing that because TOMAD, whatever, TMAD. She's not doing it now because she's trying to get her weight stabilized. So she's eating like 3 meals a day, but it's all liquid diet, so it's not a lot. And so she's trying to get everything stabilized right now. But before, she was eating the 1 meal a day OMAD, and she lost over 50 pounds. And now she's like lost over 60 pounds because of the cancer. And so now she's kind of stabilized out. But I'm like at a point where I've lost about a total of 18 pounds doing the TMAD, but now I've transitioned into OMAD. So I'm doing the 1 meal a day now. I think the TMAD 2 meals a day helps you kind of, if you do that for a while, transitioning into OMAD 1 meal a day really is easier than going just starting off. So I checked myself on the scale yesterday, and I've lost about 18 pounds since I started the TMAD. When back when she started doing the whole thing, OMAD back, I think it was around last October, September timeframe is when she started. So that's kind of like the time I started doing, off and on the TMAD. And since I started, I've lost 18 pounds, which is, it's not a lot during that long time frame. But now that I'm on the OMAD, it seems like it's really coming off fast. And so you can drink coffee, you can have certain teas, you can obviously have water, but my eating time doesn't start till noon. So, and usually I probably won't even eat lunch today until like 1, because after she's done with the clinic and we get her home, we have to go do a couple other running around things. It'll be late in the afternoon. And so I probably won't eat until later. But anyway, I can eat as much as I want, or just a big plate of whatever I want. 1 meal a day. I feel pretty fulfilled afterwards. 1 meal a day. If you're really interested in doing weight loss, the OMAD is a good diet. And I forgot what they call the TMAD, the 2 meals a day. It's called 6 and 12 or 18 and 6. Maybe that's it. I don't know. They have a phrase for it, for people who do the 2 meals a day. I know, no sugar and cream. It's all black. What kind of wuss puts sugar and cream in their coffee anyway? Black coffee. Come on, black coffee puts a little bit of hair on your chin. Hey, all those studies that say how coffee is bad for you is because they're studying people who put cream and sugar in it. So it's completely different health-wise when you actually do just black coffee and do just 1 per day. These people who drink coffee all day long, it's not healthy for you guys. It's a medicinal. It's a plant medicinal, and it works if you drink just 1 a day. So I got up this morning and I made coffee for myself. And because we got up at like 6:30 because we needed to be out the door at like 7:15. So I made coffee and we rushed, got everything, and headed out the door, going down the road, and I realized I forgot my coffee. So that's why I went to Dunkin' Donuts, because I had to have my 1 cup a day. As Federally says, 3 cups in the morning only. Yeah, it's just 3 cups. Yeah, 3 cups. I'm down to 3 cups a day. Raw honey and a splash of raw goat's milk in my coffee. I'm telling you guys, it's a lot healthier if you just drink it black, even if it's, goat's milk and honey. Honey's good, but it'll be better for you if you just drink it black. Wheatree says I drink a pot full. You go, girl. Anyway, so Living Traditions Homestead, those guys are fantastic. They saved me so much work in my garden this year. Because I was at a point where I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do a garden. My onions are doing fantastic again this year. Remember, the last few years I have not been able to do onions, and then last year I hit the jackpot. I figured out, it seems like the key for growing onions is to cover them with straw. And that's what I did. And boom, I'm having good luck with onions. It's amazing. I'm being blessed by onions. I hate saying good luck, because I don't believe in luck. But I'm being blessed by good onions. And so the onions are coming in, but I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do tomatoes. And tomatoes are so vital to storing up food. And we've had people who are offering to come and help with the canning this year, because Jaimie may not be able to do it like she was. She's walking around a lot better. Today we left and she didn't take the walker, so she's using a cane. So she's off the walker, it seems like. We'll see how she feels tomorrow, but I think we're off the walker now. And then but yeah, so Living Traditions brought like 50 tomato plants. They brought me like 20 pepper plants. They brought me a bunch of seeds. I'm gonna be able to do I'll probably do my okra here now that it's May. I'm gonna plant some more sugar cane and make sure that comes up this year. But yeah, it's looking good. And tomorrow Sunday is when me and my older son, are gonna put the tomato plants in the ground and pepper plants in the ground and get those going. So I mean, they're already. I mean, the plants they brought me were like that, you know. And they also do the farmers market in Ava, Missouri. So if you've ever been to Ava, if you've never been to Ava, check them out at the Ava's Farmers Market, Living Traditions Homestead, and give them some business. They say they're getting people who are going to the, I mean, because they have like 150,000 subscribers now on YouTube, which is great. But I mean, they have so many people now. It's such a big audience that people are coming to their farmers market just to buy some of their stuff, which is great. I mean, she's making homemade soaps, and I guess they can't sell the Tabasco sauce, although they should. That stuff is awesome. Anyway, I think that, yeah, go check them out. If you're near Ava, Missouri, go give them some business. And I think they have a store. I don't know if they have a store online. I don't think they sell any of their soaps or anything. I think they sell like just t-shirts and stuff. But anyway, they saved me so much time this year, guys. My gardens wouldn't be near what it's going to be if I couldn't just get them out there. My garden's a mess. I'm not gonna be able to grow half the stuff that I'm gonna be able to grow. I grew in the years past this year. But I'm gonna have these tomatoes and peppers. So, what was I gonna talk about? I had Living Traditions, the pepper plant. Oh, leaf curl, peach tree curl. So, when we first came out here about 5-6 years ago, I planted one peach tree from my neighbor that he gave me, okay? And when he gave me that peach tree, I asked him, I said, "Where'd you get the seed for your peach tree? I mean, did you graft it?" Because he gave me a seed that had sprouted to plant, and that's what I did. He said, "No, it came from a seed as well." I said, "Okay, so it's one of those varieties where you don't need to be grafted in, a grafted tree." Okay, great. So that's what I did. And his tree was always loaded with peaches. Well, that tree's doing fantastic. It's in the garden, but it hasn't produced a lot of fruit yet. And I think it needs a mate. So I went down, I wanted to clone. I got those last year at Baker Creek, besides also Baker Creek, I think is this weekend. So last year when I was at Baker Creek, I got these cloning little cloning balls, and you put the tree, and you can put some rooting hormone on it, and you put the ball on it, and it'll root inside the ball, and you just cut it and then plant the new tree with the roots. So I got those going, and I went down to some peach trees that I had planted. Me and Tim had planted, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago, and they just haven't been growing very well. I don't know if we got bad plant. We didn't put enough fertilizer on them, I think, when we planted them. I don't know. Anyway, they are inundated with leaf curl. I mean, there's leaf curl all over them. And you really can't do anything about it except pick the old leaves off, and what it'll do is try to sprout new leaves. But you've really got to, like, spray them in the fall. And I didn't spray them in the fall because I didn't see the problem until now. And so there's a lot of leaf tree curl on them, and it's just the way it is. I'm gonna have to deal with that. And I may go today and buy some fungicide, or I need to get some fungicide with copper in it. And you can get lots of natural fungicides. I mean, there's lots of organic natural fungicides out there, and most of them, from what I understand, are just like a soap. And most of them are pretty natural. So, but even natural chemicals like some of those can be harsh on your soil. Like, I think what they use, the active ingredient is copper, which is a natural mineral. Copper's a natural mineral found in the soil. But if you put too much copper in your soil, it can harm the bioactivity in the soil anyway, the microbes in the soil. So even natural things can, if you use them too much, can hurt things in your soil. Anyway, so I got peach tree leaf curl. Peach tree leaf curl. I've got to do something about that. Anyway, so I'm still cloning a few. It's a shame that this beautiful peach tree in my garden just won't produce. Missed question. Okay, all right. I'm going to go to the questions. I'm going to start paying attention to the questions. Uh, I use coffee and use coffee grind, eggshell, banana peels, and I ask my local area friends and neighbors, um, how do I see it? It goes away. How do I see the comments? If they would save that stuff for me as for my personal compost. Yeah, like a lot of coffee stores, believe it or not, will save you because they're not saving the coffee grounds. Like there's a place right here, there's a coffee shop. There's Dunkin' Donuts over there. There's a coffee shop over here, and they, maybe they'll have coffee. They have coffee grounds. They make coffee, so they have coffee grounds. Maybe they'll save them for you. So it's like you just ask your local coffee shop whether or not they will save the grounds. A lot of times they will do it. How are her parents doing? They're doing good. So Jaimie's parents, Tim and Joanne, they're doing good. And Tim is busy building that building. I need to do a video on that and show you, how that looks. It's looking fantastic. But he's putting all his time into that, trying to get the roof done. The roof is not on. He's ordered some of the roofing for it, so that's what he's doing. I'm trying to get the text to come back. Are the boys doing TMAT or OMAT or eating regularly since they're young? Oh, they're eating whatever they want. Joshua doesn't really eat breakfast in the morning anyway, but Caleb definitely does. And Joshua has a major appetite in dinner time. So I mean, the boys are eating good. They're boys there, and they're out there running around on the homestead all day long. So they have an appetite for sure. I also use newspaper, cardboard boxes, leaves, and old cuttings from your grass. Yeah, so I did a video over Patreon, I think, on the garden. I was out there at the garden where I showed. I think it's free to watch. And yeah, I'm using cardboard. Cardboard is great. Cardboard is excellent if you also grow mushrooms in your garden. So if you have a regular garden, okay, and you want to use cardboard, go to fieldforest.net, and pick you up a bag of wine cap mushrooms. Wine cap mushrooms at fieldforest.net. Okay, you go to fieldforest.net, and again, they don't pay me. I just use that company because they're an awesome company. Fieldforest.net, and you pick up a bag of wine cap mushrooms, and you put those down in your garden in the spring, like right now, or in the fall. And then you put cardboard on top of it, and then you put like grass clippings or hay or straw or whatever on top. You will get massive mushrooms because mushrooms love cardboard. Mushrooms love the corrugation in the cardboard, and they will grow their what do you call it? Their mycelium through that corrugation, and you will get some amazing mushroom growths. There was a bunch of mushrooms that came up the other day, wine caps, and I didn't even pick them because I just crumbled them up, put them back on. I mean, they were already dropping their spores and everything, so I kind of missed them. But every year we get amazing amounts of wine caps in our garden, especially after big rains. What was the name of the rinse that Jaimie is using? She's using Nixol. Nixol. She's primarily rinsing with Nixol, but she's also rinsing with ASEA. 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 Hold on, let me take another sip of my coffee. So Nixol is Nixal, and you can find it at nixal.com, nixal.com. What's the one thing you miss living on grid? The one thing I miss living on grid, the only thing I really miss living on grid is probably taking a shower whenever I want to, as long as I want. Because I can take a shower whenever I want to now. Taking a long shower, as long as I want. That is what I miss living on grid. That's what I miss living on grid. A hot shower as long as I want. I don't miss air conditioning, even though summer for me is miserable. Jaimie doesn't mind. Jaimie grew up in the tropics. She grew up in Papua New Guinea, and she was born in Southern California, and then we met when she was living in Orlando. So she's been in the tropics all her life. The first year she spent in Missouri for her was tough because it was cold. It got down to like 40 degrees once October, and that was torture for her. But For me, I don't like heat. I don't like heat. But I still don't miss an air conditioner. Um, the way you survive the heat with no air conditioning is right before you go to bed, you take a cold shower. And I mean a cold shower. Because when it's 90 degrees outside or 90 degrees in your house, a cold shower doesn't feel that cold. It feels great. I mean, it feels awesome. And it lowers your body temperature a little bit and it allows you to, go to sleep and feel comfortable. Now, you're probably going to wake up and feel sweaty, and it's just, I just don't like it. I don't like it. But I would never go back to air conditioning. I would never go back to air conditioning. So, let's see. Ordered Nixall, great company, Southern Prairie Homestead. Yeah, you guys are going to love it. Use it on your animals. We've been using it on our animals for years. And now that I've used it on Jaimie, I am blown away by Nixall and the abilities of that company. And that product. It's all natural. It's good. It's got the same active ingredient as your white blood cells in your body does. So hydrochloric acid is the same active ingredient as your white blood cells, your killer T cells use as a way to defend the things that are harming your body. I love it. I'm not saying colloidal silver. I'm a big fan of colloidal silver too, and I like colloidal silver. And I've used colloidal silver for years with great success. And I know other people use it with great success. Colloidal silver works. I'm just saying Nixall works better. In my experience, Nixall works better. That's all. A few times I've gone camping. I can't wait to come home, Alina. I mean, I love camping. I love camping, and I've never really. I mean, there's something about being home. It's great to be home. It depends. Yeah, it depends. Have you tried MMS? Everyone. I get lots of suggestions of people try MMS, but most of the people who recommend MMS to me, and maybe I don't know, Yeshua's disciple, what you think or whatever, but what your experience is. But most people who have told me or tried to recommend MMS have never used MMS themselves. So that's one of the things I've noticed when someone who has cancer. I'll get to you, we treat in a minute about my mom's treatment. You get when you're faced with cancer, or someone is faced with cancer, you get a bazillion bazillion recommendations of what you should be doing, right? Bazillion questions or suggestions. Try this, try that. You're just inundated. And most of the people who give me the suggestions have never used them themselves. They don't have any experience with using them. I'm not saying that's you or not. I don't know. I'm just, you look like you have cancer. I don't have cancer. I don't think I have cancer. I'm going to get my blood tested, next time Jaimie gets hers tested, though. Just to see. Doug and Stacy just did a shot at Lehman, and it looked like looks good, lots of stuff. I don't know what you mean by shot, like a shot of whiskey or MMS. So when I researched MMS, guys, there were so many horror stories for people who it didn't work for. I mean, there was lots of great testimonies of people who it did work for, but if you go out, and see, that's the thing. Anything I researched, like vitamin C or turkey tails, I try to look for the negative as well as the positive. You can feed me with, positive all day long, but I want to see the people who it didn't work for. I want to see the people who say this was a disaster. And there were lots of people who were like, man, it made me sick as a dog, or it didn't work for me at all, or whatever. So it's like, I'm not going to just get on the gravy train and just, soak in all the positive without trying to first see also what's negative. Vitamin C, I found very little negative for vitamin C. I found very little negative for turkey tail. I found very little negative for some of the other things we're doing, because I tried to focus on those things. Find me those things that have the least amount of negative to them. That's what I want to focus on. Like black salve. Black salve was another one. Black salve had some really promising results, for some people, but there's a whole lot of negative out there for black salve, and it sounded risky. It sounded, there was a whole lot of horror stories out there for black salve. You gotta find the good with the bad, and then weigh your options, and then find the ones that are more good than bad. Right? Make sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Um, Pancreatic cancer is undetectable in stage 4 or 5. You know, I've been doing. I don't know about pancreatic. We're not dealing with that here. So, pancreatic cancer is like it's a killer. I don't think a lot of people don't make it back from that. Anyway, the best thing you can do with your life is to live life as best as you can, and that's the thing. You know, the doctors and nurses with Jaimie, they were all so surprised that someone with her medical history and current medical status was dealing with cancer. It was that they blew, and then they realized that how we lived, that we live eating, you know, good diets and things like that, and we love a good diet. We try to keep a good diet, and we try to live healthy and be active. They couldn't believe. I mean, it can happen to anybody. I mean, that's the thing, you know. People are like, why is this happening to me? It can happen to anybody. You know. What's that guy, Jim Fix? Years ago, he was a runner, ran like 50 miles a day or something. I don't know, whatever it was. Fell over dead of a heart attack. I mean, it can happen to anybody, guys. It's just, you're not going to live forever. And to try to make yourself live forever, and that's vanity, you know. And you just gotta. It's just one of those things. But Jaimie's doing really good, and she's doing fantastic, healing really well. All right, so my mom, what is MSM? I don't know what MSM is. She's talking about MMS. You can look it up yourself. A lot of controversial stuff about there. A lot of people say it's good, and a lot of people say it's bad. So I'm kind of avoiding that. There's other treatment options, folks. Vitamin C IV is another one. So my mom's doing good. She had she is going through the radiation. She went through chemo. She's going through radiation. And she's doing really well. She's on the down. She's almost done with radiation, and you know, she's doing pretty good. But her body's starting to it's taking its toll. Put it that way. But she is doing the turkey tails, and the doctors have been very impressed so far with all of her results. And I think it's because she's been, you know, taking those turkey tails. Do the research on the turkey tail mushrooms. The country of Japan has been using turkey tail mushrooms exclusively for cancer since 1996, and most of the medical professionals in Japan use turkey tails and other medicinal mushrooms. It's just that's if I was, trust me, and this Jaimie's doing this now. She's been turkey tails for the last 3 months. If any one of you ever come down with cancer, turkey tail mushrooms, teas, tinctures, you should be doing massive doses of it, because you can't overdose on it. And I'd just be doing that and lots of other things as well, obviously. But you know, there's so many great studies out there about turkey tails. Do your own research. Coffee grounds, great for worms. I have no idea. I need to get some so I can do a dual extract. How do you use it? How do you use what? Turkey tails? I'm assuming you're talking Nixol. Or how do you use turkey tails? You can get the pills. So we have the pharmaceutical grade pills, and we have turkey tail pills from Host Defense. We use those too. You can also get beta glucans, because the active thing inside the turkey tail that's killing the cancer, it's not killing the cancer. It's energizing your white blood cells to kill the cancer. So it's beta glucans. You can buy the pharmaceutical grade beta glucans too. Same thing. Do the research on it. Find out about turkey tails. Find out what the active ingredient is in it. It's beta glucans and the polysaccharides. So do the research on it. I mean, if that's your thing, that'd be the first thing I go. How do you spell Nixal? Nixal. Nixal. Weetree just posted the link. This is excellent info. Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, I watched Glenn's specials. It deletes the Glenn's special, Socialism: A Warning from the Dead, and YouTube highly recommend Socialism is a Poison. Yeah, I don't know where our country's going, folks. So I'm putting up a video on my new tutorial channel that I know YouTube won't let me put it up. So I put it up over at Brighteon. I tried to upload it last night and I couldn't. It wouldn't work. I had issues with the upload. I don't know if it was Brighteon's fault or my fault. I don't know. I didn't have time because I wanted to go to sleep because I knew I had to get up early this morning. So I'll look at it again when I go back home tonight, and I'll get it up before Shabbat. But yeah, our country's in a mess right now. It's going that way. I mean, I'm not saying, this president, like him or hate him, I think he's actually done some really good things, but I don't trust any politician. I hold politicians in the same contempt as I hold lawyers and doctors, for the most part. Anyway, what else is going on? So I had the peach tree curl, leaf curl I'm dealing with. Jaimie's back for another treatment. We're going to do 2 more treatments of the hyperbaric next week, and then after that, we'll just keep doing the vitamin C IV treatments. Vitamin C IV is another one. The doctor who's been kind of advising us on a lot of her treatments and her protocols and strategy, he has treated a lot of cancers and healed a lot of cancers with infrared heat, and that is porcelain, marble, or granite. Okay, porcelain, marble, or granite that's been heated up and then placed next to the tumor. And we did that. Jaimie did that pretty religiously for a good month or so before the surgery. And we think that's one of the real reasons why she didn't have any other cancer outside of the tumor and those 2 lymph nodes. Her bone came back negative. Her marrow came back negative. All the other lymph nodes came back negative. Everything else they tested came back negative. All the skin tissue, everything came back negative, except for just obviously the tumor they took out and the 2 lymph nodes out of the 20 that they took out. But she didn't do the infrared heat over here. We should have done that. She just did it here, on her chin, and so nothing here came back positive. I mean, everything else was negative. It was only the 2 lymph nodes. We should have, looking back on it, we should have been doing the infrared heat on the side where the lymph nodes were. But if we have a recurrence, we'll be doing that. We'll probably keep doing it anyway. I need to talk to him and ask him about that, and ask him if we should continue to do the infrared heat. But he said he cured people of cancer with just infrared heat alone, I think is what he said. Infrared heat, look up that too. Now you got to get it hot. I mean, it's got to be hot. I mean, he said you wrap it in something so you can hold it, and you put that infrared heat just on there long enough for about 10 seconds. It needs to be so hot that you can't keep it on there for longer than 10 seconds. And then you move it, right? And she was doing that pretty regular. I mean, every day she was doing that, multiple times a day. She'd just sit there, and keep switching out, different pieces of porcelain and putting it to her chin. If just one person reads this, it'll make my day. I know fame doesn't happen overnight, but I try my hardest to become a big YouTuber. Wish me luck and have a great day. Well, Turbo Blast Nerd, if you want to be a YouTuber, you just got to post consistently and don't touch anything controversial, because YouTube will yank you. Lock you out of your account. God forbid you post anything about guns or the Second Amendment, liberty, freedom, the Bible. Don't touch that Bible. That'll get you in big trouble. Well, the Bible is a hate speech book. So the porcelain, that was a big thing we did. The infrared heat, we did that a lot. Moringa powder for her nutritional needs. Look it up. We have some veggie powder we use with her juicing. We're going to get some more veggies today, actually, after she's out with the clinic. And Ozark Natural Foods in Fayetteville is a great place. They have lots of great food there. But I mean, I walk in there and I know. I mean, if I walk in there with a MAGA hat. Not that I'm pro-Trump or anything, you know where I'm at on politics, but I mean, they would chase me out of there probably with pitchforks and torches, because it's a pretty liberal place. You can just tell by walking in there. They don't know that I walk in there every day with a gun, because I have a concealed carry permit. Um, I wish I could get the chat to stay up. Why did they remove so many of the lymph nodes? That's just what they do. It's I forgot it. It's called radical neck dissection, and there's some word for it, but they clean you out. If they see a lymph node, it's gone. If they can find it, it's gone, because they in their traditional medical mindset, they believe that lymph nodes are carriers of cancer, and to just get rid of them is the best way to do it, to deal with that. I know your lymph nodes are part of your immune system. So, I mean, your lymph nodes are what try to move things through your body. And so it's just, it is what it is. It's what the doctors do. My time lag is so bad, I'm just now hearing about showers. You've never heard of a shower before? Doing 5 or 6 treatments simultaneously is smart. Yeah. I mean, you can't, there's lots of natural cures to cancer. That's what I tell people. But you got to do like half a dozen. Pick half a dozen or more. Maybe not too many. You got to be able to physically do them all and do them on a regular basis consistently. But if you can pick a half a dozen alternative cancer treatments and do them consistently, that's your best. To me, that's your best opinion. And again, experience is the ultimate obtainer of wisdom. Long term, what effect does removing those lymph nodes cause? I don't know. We're going to find out. All right. Yeah, YouTube is going to garbage, deleting accounts and such. I got reprimanded on Facebook the other day. Facebook reprimanded me. Facebook reprimanded me. I got in trouble with Facebook. They took down one of my memes. The meme is still up over at New Totoro's Facebook page if you want to see it. It's the guy with the guy. It's a guy. It's because it's a guy. The weightlifter. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The weightlifter who likes to steal women's weightlifting titles. Yeah, that guy. Anyway, listen, I gotta get going. I got some running around I gotta do. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get me some potting soil, because I have to get some of that ready to plant all of these plants from Living Traditions Homestead they brought over. Hey, seriously, guys, if you haven't subscribed over at Living Traditions Homestead's YouTube channel, please go there and subscribe to their channel. They really did me a big favor. They really blessed me a lot, and they were doing it. They weren't wanting to do a video. In fact, I think they wanted to do a video, but I don't think they're going to put anything up because they didn't record much. But they definitely they were just trying to do it to love their neighbor. That's all they were trying to do. They knew we were struggling with some things this year for our garden, and we really are. Cabbages, all these things I didn't get to do this year. I didn't get to do any of this stuff this year, and they're going to help me make sure I get my tomatoes and my peppers. So. Big thank you. Go over to their page and give them a big thank you for me, and subscribe to their channel if you haven't subscribed to them already. They have lots of good videos over there. So, okay. Do a video on those noodles Jaimie hates. You mean the ramen? Yeah, she thinks it's crazy, but you can make ramen healthy. If you add your vegetables, you throw away the stupid spice packet because it's got all the monosodium glutamate and all those chemicals. Throw that away. But then take the noodles and you gotta soak them in hot water, because you gotta get the TBHQ off of the noodles. The TBHQ is a preservative and it's not good for you. So you soak it in hot water, bring the noodles up to a boil, turn it off, pour off the water, because the TBHQ will come off with the hot water and go down the drain with your hot water. And then you take your noodles, you add your vegetables, you add your spice powders that you make yourself, your organic spice powders, and you can have some really good healthy ramen noodles. That's how you can do that. I do that, and Jaimie thinks I'm crazy. She's like, it's still just white floured noodles. I know, but it tastes good. I enjoyed the last video, bud. Wish you could use the info to catch fish. Yeah, I know, me too. All right, guys, I'm gonna head down the road. I gotta go to Walmart and get this stuff, and then wow, looks like ramen is back on the menu. Don't. All right, listen. People will call me crazy if I say ramen's healthy. It's not, but you know, it is. It is for me. I still eat it. Oh, also, I found a study. There was a study, real quick. There was a study on ramen noodles that say women who eat ramen noodles are way more likely to have health problems. Way more likely. Men who eat ramen noodles, health problems didn't affect them. That affected the women. There's a lot of studies on that. Ramen noodles do not affect men the way it affects women. If you're a woman, you should probably not eat ramen noodles. I'm just saying. That's what that. Go read the studies. Do your own research. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thanks so much for the comments, and thanks so much for the words of encouragement. Jaimie really appreciates that, and I do too. So, all right, love you guys, and I will see you next time on the Homestead. Oh, the camera's over there, right there, not there, there. All right, bye guys. Love you. Thanks. How do I stop streaming? Stop.